I'm Miss Nami of 6th semester History Department, and I'm the host of today's program. Once again, I welcome all of you from the bottom of my heart holding a seminar today. So, do you guys have any idea? We are holding a seminar on today in the observance of World Heritage Day. Now, I would like to call Miss Puna Mar for welcome address.
The challenges are for everybody. How you deal with them is what makes you stand. A very good morning to one and all present here today. Respected Chairperson for today's seminar, Ms. Tad Ampi, Assistant Professor and HOD Department of English. For my kind present, I welcome you in. And also I would like to welcome the faculties and my friends and all the participants for today's seminar. As we all are gathered here, I appreciate and thank the program. Once again, I welcome everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Puna Mar, for your welcome address. Now we will release our departmental newsletter. Now I'd like to call Miss.
How are you today? Good?
Yes.
Okay. I was thinking, first and foremost, I'd like to thank the HOD, thank Ms. Piku and Mrs. Tahiyami and Sir Hani for inviting me as the chairperson for today's department seminar. It's my privilege actually, to be here, standing here, and this is my first time as a chairperson at the Bengia departmental seminar. So it's really a great privilege for me to be standing in front of all of you and delivering the keynote address. Actually, I planned to deliver a proper keynote address with proper PPTs, proper presentations and all. But since due to my bad health, I could not prepare any proper PPT. So I thought the best would be to focus something which I created. When I say I created, it's a video by Uno Zero, where we get a glimpse into the Apatiri community of Zero Valley. And it was scripted by me and compiled by Mr. Anthony, under the Genesis 4 production. So I would like you all to see it. It's 10 minutes, a little bit over 10 minutes. I know for some it might be, I don't know how much you like it, just try to enjoy. And it's not a very, typical, not typical script, typical video. It's, though it's a documentary, it's not exactly a documentary as well. It's more like, through my poetry, we go through, we get the glimpse of Apatali community. So please enjoy the video. Thank you.
which is led by Warian Aboh and Tad Ampi, and their topic is Festival of Apatani. Group AB. Group topic is Marriage Ceremony of Apatani. Group C, which is led by Ligang Tuli and Nami, and their topic is Yapu and Identity of Apatani. Now,
to each and everyone present here. My name is Tad Ampi, representing Group A, and today we will be discussing on festivals of Apatani. And I will be covering on the topic of Myoko Festival. Myoko Festival is celebrated by the Apatani people of Arunachal Pradesh from 20th March till the 2nd week of April. It is believed that the ritual has been passed on from generation to generation. It is an Apatani folktale where it narrates the origin and how Myoko came to be. So, there used to be a time when humans and spirit used to coexist with each other. They live and mingle together. Apatani, being a first human being, was dominated by the spirit. So when he married his first wife, Bini, his wife gifted him Kogamiri, eye in the back of his head, and Liribimi horns in his feet, so that he could protect himself. But Apatani misused his gifted power as he killed two leaders of the clan. The death of the two leaders outburst the angers and emotions of the spirit clan, and they decided to hang Apatani on Tabyong Tochi. The plain to murder of Apatani was witnessed by Dolian Chanjan, the first priestess, so she goes to Kurukulo and Hiloe for help. Hilo get furious after hearing about spirit and the human, because once they all used to live together, how could they kill Apatani? This ritual is done to invoke the good spirit to bless the present and future generation. At night, Pamupedu ritual is performed where all the adult male members of the clan go to the procession to and fro between Yugya and Pamuagya, where they
Tree Festival. They perceive this festival to be one of the most colorful and beautiful festivals of Apatani tribe in specific and Arunachal as a whole. But this was not so in the very past days. This was not so colorful in the very past days. Etymologically speaking, Tree Festival actually started taken from the beliefs, according to the beliefs of Apatani natives. When our ancestors were there was a serious scarcity of water and rainfall. And this scarcity led to a serious problem to the natives. And the natives then they went to their village head called as Gora. Gora, after the discussion, he suggested and organized a ritual, namely Chandu Padu. This Chandu Padu was a sacrificial of a chick and a dog, and this was the first form of tree festival. This ritual was practiced by two priests, that is Durtala and Mama Pukan. And with this ritual, everything came to track. Rainfall occurred, and the drought went well settled. But this was not the end, as even after the good cultivation, the crops were been eaten up by the Kasukami, and the paddy fields were destroyed by the worms, that is called Tajaki. And for tackling this problem, the village leader, he suggested and organized one more ritual for the second time, and the rituals were practiced by 4 priests, and those 4 priests were Chamatai, Domatayo, Durtala, and Mama Puka. The rituals they performed were Medui, Tamugui. This was specifically for Tachatio, that is worms, and our Apatani. Now let us have a deep study in the evolution of the rituals, festivals after the native migrated to Zero. The first tree celebration after they migrated to Zero was at Buri, and this was all together. The growth of population alarmed the people in a serious case, and vice people they suggested to celebrate the day in a separate manner, and the separate distinctive places were as follows: Hija at Nendunencha, Dubo at Buru, Hong at Kesa, Hari at Bengia, and Bula at Lajiboge. As a part of celebration, events such as sports, songs, dance forms like Daminda were performed. Sports such as Isa, that is high jump, this was organized mainly for boys. Second sports, that is Gubula Kasila, this was wrestling, and it was mainly organized for boys. The third sport was Sikasila. This was kind of a cat fight, and it was mainly categorized for girls. With the passing of time, the wise men again realized that eating together and celebrating together is far more better than doing it separately. And for that, they again decided to have a celebration collaboratively. And this celebration of Dri in a collaborative manner was called as Supundri. The Supundri finally was celebrated at 1967 at Hija ground, Silanditi, Nenchaya. And the first priest was Tage Tade. Lord Kojing was one of the most prominent leaders or the ideologies or the wise men who suggested or who voted for this Supundri. Dri in modern days. Dri in modern days is mostly perceived as festival integrated with rituals. This festival in today's life is seen like one of the most colorful festival of Zero Apatani. And Dri in modern days includes dance competition, song competitions, beauty pageant, stalls for the articles and foods, and obviously foreigner visits are being seen. And also performance of Mega Daminda is also seen in the agenda of Dri Festival, where all the dancers are invited from various villages. Agenda in the modern Dri goes like Day 4, 4th July, Tanidri, 5th July, Supundri, 6th July, Feast Day. Deliberatively saying, on 4th July, priests used to perform their rituals at their own villages, like before, for their respective villages. And on 5th, all the priests, they gather together at Supundri and perform ritual for the righteous days of the whole Apatani and the common. And on the late evening of 5th until 6th, the events such as cultural programs are organized, and which brings more color, meaning and enthusiasm to the celebration of Dri. And on 6th July, the prizes for all the cultural and sport competitions are given away along with the big feast. With this, I conclude my presentation, and I thank all of you for your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Group A, for your...
So, for Ampi, right? Yeah, so for Ampi, I have a question with regards to the bubble. Huh? Okay. Bubble, in your possible, bubble is a very important structure, correct? Yeah. So, do you know what does it symbolize? You might have observed it's not just we have one main babu along the Nabam, which completes the entire structure. But we also
Or of the flat. Oh, sorry, of the house.
yeah, that's correct. So actually babu is a male representation. Okay. So but actually you should also know babu is a girl. It's not a man. It does represent babu is erected for the male child. Okay. But actually babu is a girl. It's not a man. Okay. But it's as a representation for the male child. Okay. Thank you, Warian. I do have a question on this festival as well. So
the decision of conducting a common drink. Why did this decision come up? So if you wonderfully explain what drink is all about. And in initial days, drink was celebrated in their respective villages, actually. But then it came about, like you said, in 1967.
Who thought that living together, or sort of eating together and celebrating festivals together is far more fun, and it shows the unity of the tribe. So, with the advisory board led by the Lord Koji, and all, they decided to have a collaboration trip, celebration of tree. There's, according to our survey or our knowledge, there's no such.
Almost every side has one common festival, like Mossil, then Sodu. And then what happened was, after that, people also started to meet for one common festival, which signifies the entire world. And then how this idea started, like I said, they have some important story of one important factor.
Then they proceed to the next stage, which is Anyo. Anyo, or we call it Kandu Anyo. This Anyo means, during this Anyo, the bride and the groom has to stay under one room for 2 days and 3 nights. After the completion, Lache and Mechu are basically the brothers of the bride. Earlier, this money is used to give to the Lache and Mechu, but during earlier days, instead of this money, mituns were used to present to the Lache and Mechu. If they wish to exchange rice and mitun, they proceed to the next stage, which is called Elibana, and the next 2 stages will be presented by my co-presenter. Thank you very much.
So now let me explain what exactly is Elubanu and Lida. So first, Elubanu. Elubanu is a process. Elubanu. Mabu Inchi, if the parents wish, they may decide for an exchange of rice, a religious ritual known as Rutu Punu. In this process, all the people or the relative from the groom side will collect rice from the bride side, along with the groom bringing an average of 70 to 100 baskets of rice or grain from the bride side, and this particular rice is called Ari Rutu. The second ritual is Piali Pichang Banu. After the completion of Rutu Pini, on the very next day, this Piali Pichang Pini is carried out. They are usually carried out in the month of November. On this process, all the family or the relative from the bride side will carry grains from their own store, which is called Neshu in Apatani language, except for the friend of bride, that is Tui Ajin and Patang Ajin. They had a very crucial role in this ceremony because they have to carry a small basket containing variety of rice from the bride side for the groom side. During the Piali Pichang Bani, if the groom parents wish, they may conduct or perform a rituals in their house called Amuhini, in which pig and calf are sacrificed to the god and goddesses so that they may bring life and prosperity to the upcoming futures and life of the bride and groom. The two major highlights in this Piali Pichang Pini are the dress code and the role of brother. During the whole process, the bride has to be in a full traditional attire, such as Bilang Abi, Tibia Tari. She also had to wear a variety of jewels, local jewels such as Ribe Tasang, Tato Tasang, Sengpo Tasang, and Bimpo Tasang. She also had to carry 3 to 4 take ili, emo, and eggs in her bag with a basket. And apart from this, she also had to carry hands and cheeks and a local bamboo cage known as Paro Patar at her hand. All the communities carried by the bride signify a deep meaning, such as the roots of take ili signified the great union, the strong union and bond of the bride and groom along with its offspring.
The role of brother is also considered quite important in this ceremony because brother has to stand aside the bride and help her with her heavy attire and commodities which she had carried. Now we proceed to the last stage, that is the Mida. Mida is the very last stage of Apatani marriage. They are usually carried out in the month of November, December, January and March. Mida is performed in the bride parents' house and is called Myobi Eli. In this process of Mida, the groom side receives certain valuable items from the bride side, that is Taku, Yaju, and Yoasu. So now, let me explain what exactly are these items and their importance in this ceremony. So first of all, Taku. Taku role is considered to be the most important or remains the most important out of the three items because in Taku, the couple is blessed by the priest. So that just like the Taku which is available in the forest and his abundance in nature is huge, just like that the couple may receive their blessing in a huge or an abundance manner. The second item, that is Yaju. Yaju also plays an important role as an item in the Mida ceremony because actually Yaju is a traditional mug made out of dry vegetable shell. They are usually selected by an elderly expert who will examine them properly. And so after the selection of the best Yaju, then it is used by the bride. The last item that is presented by the bride side to the groom side is Yoasu. Yoasu itself is a very important item during the ceremony. Yoasu is actually a dry pork piquant, and this particular item is clearly examined and determined by the groom side because this stage of determination is well observed stage in Mida. And so after completing the Mida, the bride side will proceed to the groom, her in-laws house with all the valuable items that she received from her own family, such as Talo, Maji, Yaju, Yoasu, and Taku. Once the bride arrives at her in-laws house, one last ritual will be performed, that is Yapin Chandu Badu. And after that, all the valuable items or the gifts that the bride side has present herself with will be distributed among her in-laws. So these were the full stages of Apatani marriage. As we have seen, the Apatani marriage includes or has a variety of events along with all the traditional rituals and customs which signify the celebration of love and union and which highlight the rich heritage of Apatani marriage. So with this we would like to conclude. Thank you everyone.
What you mentioned about that, I think in the first stage where they checked the liver of the chicken and the hen, was there any instance when marriage was stopped because something was not right?
Yeah. There were some instances. Like in the earlier days, the liver played a very important role. The liver of the chicken, they used to determine whether the bride will be a good bride or a good daughter-in-law. Those things could be only performed by the priest, and it was only the priest who could check on the liver whether she will be a good bride or a good daughter-in-law.
So if the priest said it's not good and she is not going to be a good bride, then no more marriage. If it is a love marriage, what will happen?
In some cases, in some cases the marriage used to be postponed, and after postponing it for a few months, they would again look into another liver.
Let me make 2 points here, and that is the reason this checking of the liver was done to see whether the bride and the groom are compatible with each other and whether their marriage will be successful. So since it was more like a forceful union. Now it's more like a ritual rather than like organs. Just to clarify on the note. I just want to clarify 2 things actually. I don't have as such
question. Before I clarify your questions, can you tell me what is the season of which is the season for conducting the marriage ceremony in Ramadan? Because we have a season, not throughout the year we do not do the marriage ceremonies, rituals. Can you tell me which are the seasons when
mandatory? It's not mandatory, but it is a stage as in like all the marriage formalities which you are going.
Partner Nami, representing Group C, we will be presenting on our topic, the agriculture of Katung. The title of the topic is the Ing Tribe of Zero Valley. The objective of the study was to find out the Taiwan tradition, how it was originated, the importance of Tipe and Yaping Pulau, and the reasons for its discontinuing, and to find out the people who are still willing to continue the age-old tradition. The methodology that used for the study was conducted in 11 villages using a field survey of structured household schedules, and further sources were collected from the in-depth interviews with village elderly. For the origin of Tufe, it is believed that as per the oral tradition, it is believed that the tradition of Tetu never really originated in Zero Valley. It was conceptualized and practiced to approach back in the era of Yapu, when the descendants of Awadani lived together as a single community. It was only in the era of Mado that the descendants who lived together as a single community traveled to different places and formed their own communities, namely Nisis, Tagin, Miri, Adi, and so on. Apatani is a word, a combination of two words, Apa and Tanu. Apa is a mark of regard and affection, whereas Tanu is human beings who raise. This word is derived from his earliest ancestors, Awatani, who is considered as the father of all human races. Apatani is a fascinating tribe who is notable for their facial recognition and is considered as a potential heritage site by the UNESCO for its highly efficient agricultural method without the use of any kinds of animals and machines. The Windfall Festival. Whereas in case of men, the T-shaped inscription on the chin is a symbolic representation of Babo, which is a traditional tower built beside Lapang, a traditional council hall during the initial days of Yapu festival. The tattoo woman is called Tipe in Apatani language. The tattoo starts from the forehead till the tip of the nose, complemented by 5 stripes, starting from the edge of the bottom lip to the end of the chin. And the rest of the presentation will be delivered by my co-partner, Nami.
Morning everyone, my name is Nami and my topic will be stages of Tipe. There are 2 stages of catering. In first stage, a small amount of Tipe will age when a girl is of when a girl is of 9 to 10 years of age. To familiarize her with upcoming painful process, or we can say Warian Aboh in Apatani language. In second stage, a complete tattoo is done by the elderly women of the village when a girl reaches her puberty. Process of tattooing. Tipe period. 3-headed tongs were used as a needle. These needles were placed above the chin and a small stick hammer, Empia Yapu.
No? Are you ready for the comments? Especially for the people presenters. I'm sure you had a hard time answering my questions, and I remember, like when Yami approached me and this is something which I don't really know, and I'm so much proud of my own community, our culture, and I've been working on many documentaries. Very recently, I did one documentary on any Bali ceremony. So it was like, I really enjoyed your paper presentation, I can say that. Okay? Really well presented. In terms of your presentations, like all the three groups, very well done. A big congratulations. Please. I don't know about your teachers, but I am super proud on the amount of time you took, the research work you have done, and the presentation you gave. It's like really, especially like I said, the last presentation which was on Tape 2, I was really looking forward to that. And I was really skeptical because there are so many misconceptions with regards to facial tattoos. And so many debates has been done in social medias and newspapers and everywhere. I was like a little bit skeptical whether my students would they perform well, would they actually bring out. And I was happy when you talked about how it started it was not part of like they say it started because there was community pride or all those stuff. It has been years since time immemorial. And if you really look into the summons hearings and all, you'll find the tracing of the history of like how we came here, how we settled down here, and how this tradition has always been there in our culture. It's not something that we started because of the community difference or whatever it is. Okay. Now let me break down my comments on like all the three groups. So what I found like before I comment down in that, what I found is like almost all the PPT really needed to be worked on. I'm very particular about PPT. Please don't mind. I really work hard on PPTs, and I'm sure you all have been my students during your first year when you're sitting PPTs, right? So I'm very particular about PPTs. I felt like it could have worked hard. Sometimes the visuals is more than enough to express a lot of things without you saying anything. So your PPTs should be so good, okay? But well done, especially with regards to Group B. Everybody was good, that pictorial presentation. I think I saw the picture which I think I'm familiar with that person. Anyway, so yeah, really need to work on the PPTs, okay? It enhances your presentations automatically, even without you doing the very hard work, okay? And yeah, so let me now come down to group wise. In Group A, I found your groundwork research was very good, well done. Presentation, pronunciation, on point, very good. But like I said, need to work on the PPT. Please remember it. If you are planning to do your masters, you will be anyway presenting dissertation and all, so you will be needing to work on these criteria. For Group B, I find you needed to do more research. So many informations. Yeah, I understand. When you move from one village to the other village, you will find so much of confusion in terms of there are different perspectives you get. And I know, I have been in constant touch with young women, and I know that you guys have been trying very hard to pull off and try to find, a common, something which is very, very common. I understand that, but I felt like somewhere down the line, you needed to do more research, proper research, or maybe you could have done more interviews, approach more others for a better understanding. And like I said, I have already done a documentary on Anima ceremony, so this was something like, I know this, no, this is not the way, this is not what actually you have. No? Because there are so many things which has symbolic representations, which has cultural importance, everything in Napatani, any small details, everything, small things that are youth has some kind of importance. They are here because of the reason. Okay? Don't think, oh, they just put it this and that, they'll just use this and that. No, everything has a reason. Okay? There's a purpose of that. So I feel like, yeah, a little bit of more research work would have been nice. Otherwise, the presentation was very good. Pronunciation, again, I would say for Group B was on point. And PPT was good, like I said, but a little bit more of I am like that, you know. A little bit more like if it was there, it would have been nice. But whatever I've done is good. For Group B, if I have to, like I usually don't like to compare, but if I have to, then I felt like among all the 3 groups, Group B had the best PPT. Okay? Yeah. Might not be the best that I've seen so far, but among the 3, yours was the best. Okay. Now when I come to Group C, like I said, very well done research, very good. Yes, there were a few minor detailings which you missed out, but that happens, so it's fine. Good presentation. I feel like yes, when it comes to English words, it's very good pronunciation. When it came to when we're using Apatani words and all involvement, I feel like you could have a little bit worked more on the pronunciation now. And not only just that, also friends, overall, you need to work on your speech, okay? Clarity. The clarity was missing for me. And thankfully I had the reference, so it was easy for me to go with the flow. But I felt like, yeah, please work on your speech, on your vocabulary and everything, okay? Otherwise, well done, congratulations everyone. I really enjoyed it. I did not know, like, usually when we're sitting in such programs, we are like, when will it get over, when will it get over? I don't know about you guys, some of you look bored already. But for me, I was like, I really enjoyed it. I didn't even knew when like, time passed just like that. I was like telling them like, it's taking a lot of time. I said, like, I am not noticing the time. I'm just enjoying. I'm going with the flow. It was really good, and thank you for having me. Thank you.
I would like to call Mr. Bengia Katung for vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today I feel incredibly honored and privileged to be able to extend a vote of thanks on this auspicious occasion. I, on behalf of our department, would like to extend a heartfelt gratitude to our chairperson, Ms. Gyati Ampi, ma'am, Assistant Professor, Department of English, for making her time to be with us today. Thank you, ma'am. My sincere thanks to head of the department, Biku ma'am, and other faculties of department, Hedi sir and Yami ma'am. Thank you for your presence today. And special thanks to Sister Vazana, Sister Vanaza, counselor, and for her kind presence today in this seminar. I would like to thank all the participation and all of you present here today for making this seminar a successful one and for your kind presence and active participation.
We have come to an end of our today's departmental seminar. Thank you everyone for your support.